Fox Sports.
We are Black. We are Wisconsin.
A Saturday night tailgate in full swing at Miller Park. The Brewers captured Game 1 on Friday night. Look for another series win against the Pirates tonight. And we've got Game 2 next.
Into the count. And a high fly ball into right center field. Long run for Kane. And he leaps and he makes the catch. Throw to first, not in time. The catch is worth the price of admission. Lorenzo Kane has done it again. Just give him a gold glove.
Ah, that golden smile. Lorenzo Kane leading the Brewers into a run for a division title. Yes, he can swing a big bat, but he's turning his leather glove golden. Craig Kashan and Bill Schroeder, that's who we're talking about tonight. Lorenzo Kane, what a catch he made in yesterday's ball game. He does so much offensively for this club. You know he can throw guys out in the outfield, but catches like that, they turn golden. He hasn't won a gold glove yet, which is almost hard to believe at this point.
Yeah, amazing, and what he's been able to do. I mean, every aspect of the game, Lorenzo Kane has excelled, and when he came over as a free agent, you had expectations. He's exceeded those expectations at the plate. He's a great two-strike hitter, hits the ball where it's pitched. You know, he doesn't get a whole lot of talk with the MVP balloting because he doesn't have the home runs and RBIs, but he certainly sets the table for everybody else in his batting order. He steals bases. He's currently 4th in the National League. He set a personal record in stolen bases, 28. And when you talk about defense, there's nobody in the game that's any better than Lorenzo Kane. I mean, he's got a great throwing arm. He hits the cutoff man. I mean, he's got a very accurate and quick delivery. And when you ask a guy to make a big catch in a big situation going against the wall, he's amazing. This is the catch at Wrigley Field. Just another day at the office of Lorenzo Kane. I mean, he makes catches like that. He turns around, gives you that smile right there. That's worth the price of admission. Lorenzo Kane, outstanding work all season long. Mr. Consistency.
And he's ready to go to work along with Zach Davies. Zach on the attack tonight. Sophia breaks down his biggest September start of his career. Easy for me to say. Sophia's coming up next with more.
Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Hupy and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Fans filing in, ready for Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Brewers and the Pirates. And a look at tonight's starting matchup. It'll be Ivan Nova for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's got an 8-9 record on the season, a 4.17 earned run average. And the Brewers are sending Zach Davies to the mound. A 2-5 record for him on the season, the earned run average under 5. But you see what he did in his last start, 5 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs. That came just a few days ago against the Cubs. Good evening, everyone. Sophia Minert here at Miller Park. The Brewers are trying to advance into the postseason for just the 5th time in franchise history. They have been the best record in the National League with what they've done in late August. Heading now into September, they've gone 17-6 over their last 23 games. So we're keeping an eye on the postseason picture. And a look at some scores earlier today. The Dodgers took it to the Cardinals in St. Louis with a 17-4 win. Yasiel Puig had 3 home runs in that one. So they move in with a 1-game lead over St. Louis for that second wild card spot. And the Cubs just wrapped up a 1-0 win against the Reds at Wrigley Field. It was Wilson Contreras who had the lone single run for that game. So we take a look at the standings with that win in Chicago. The Brewers are now 2 games back in the division. Opportunity to make up ground here tonight as they face Pittsburgh. So we're getting ready for Game 2 here tonight. It was a great win in Game 1. There's a lot of action. 3 home runs for the Brewers. Some tremendous defense. Gold glove caliber defense from Lorenzo Cain. Orlando Arcia had a big 2-run bunt double as well. What does Game 2 have in store? We've got first pitch coming up next.
And we welcome you back to Miller Park. The Brewers 3-1 against the Pirates over their last 4 games, 2-8 in their first 10 this season. So Lorenzo Cain, Christy Yelich and company. Part of the good baseball they're playing is what's happening recently, and that's a good sign for Milwaukee surging. As we welcome you back, Greg Kishan, Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minert on board, Brent Reelan, our producer, and Adam Bryant our director tonight. Perfect night for baseball. 78 degrees here at Miller Park, and Adam Frazier set to lead off first for the Pirates. It's going to be Marte and Josh Bell, the first three to face Zach Davies on the mound, as we are just about set for baseball here. That's the batting order presented by Potawatomi tonight. And so Zach Davies is set to take the mound, making his 11th start, and we are underway with ball one here at Miller Park.
Yeah, first two starts after coming off the disabled list for an extended period of time. Not too bad. Faced the Cubs and the Giants, both here at Miller Park. They combined 10 innings, giving up 10 hits, only 3 earned runs, making career start number 8 against the Pirates.
Third start for Zach Davies, and he delivers this pitch. That's since his September call-up, and a fly ball to Curtis Granderson out in right for out number 1 on the evening.
Well, let's check out the rest of the Brewers defense. You already saw Curtis Granderson out there in right field. Yelich in left, Kane in center. You got Moustakas Arce on the left side, Shaw Aguilar on the right side, and Eric Kratz getting a start behind home plate. Good day at the plate for Arce yesterday, 3 for 3, and gets a start tonight.
3 for 3, and that's coming in halfway through the ball game. Didn't even start yesterday's game. We'll talk more about that as we progress here tonight. And with one out, Starling Marte takes that first pitch from Zach Davies and fouls it away. Marte, it's pretty formidable top of the lineup with Frazier, Marte, and Josh Bell. And Marte has hit safely in 11 of his last 13 here in this ballpark at Miller Park. That's a .320 clip, and the Pirates over the last couple of years have felt pretty comfortable here. The Brewers are trying to turn that around here in this series and then return the favor again next week at PNC Park.
And a lot of damage inflicted by the Pirates have come at the hands of the guy at the plate right now, Starling Marte. He's got good numbers against the Brewers. He's been used in a lot of different spots in that batting order. Number 2 spot here tonight.
Reached base safely last night on a fielder's choice and would later score a run, and then was hit by a pitch late in the game. And Davies misses inside. The count now full. Brewers won last night 7-4, a dandy of a ball game. They got out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning thanks to a couple of home runs, and then the Pirates came back to tie it up, and the Brewers were able to bounce back midway through the game and win the first game of this series. So a win tonight sets the stage for this team potentially to win their 8th consecutive series.
Yeah, later part of the game, the bottom of the Brewers batting order did a lot of damage. Very productive. Orlando Arce, Moustakas, yeah, had a big day at the plate.
Again, the 3-2, and this one to short. Arcia, quick throw, and out number 2.
Let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. We're talking about Zach Davies. Always have to have good command of the fastball on the corners. Change up curveball combination. Hasn't been too bad in his first 2 starts after coming off the disabled list. And Travis Shaw, check out the numbers for Travis Shaw against Nova, the starting pitcher for the Pirates. 12 for 16 and 3 home runs. 12 for 16 against tonight's Pirates starter.
Can't wait to talk about his next at bat. All right, 2 down for Zach Davies. Here's Josh Bell, 263 on the season with 10 home runs and 58 RBIs. Last 6 games for Josh Bell, 9 for 21. A couple of home runs and a .429 clip. 3 doubles as well, so he's either put the ball out of the ballpark or into the gaps. Dangerous Pittsburgh lineup. Boy, they can put the ball in play, wreak havoc on pitchers by taking the count deep, and never say die with this team. Fly ball center field, Kane, and he'll settle underneath it, floating all the way into left field. 3 up, 3 down for Zach Davies. Here come the Brewers in their half of inning number 1.
Counsell as he takes a seat in that dugout. Brewers and Pirates underway here. 4th season for Craig Counsell and his record over 500 now, thanks to Friday night's victory in Game 1 over Pittsburgh. And this team has won 6 of its last 7 ball games. Here's our Potawatomi batting order. Curtis Granderson gets the start out and right, so he's going to lead off tonight. Then Yelich and Kane 2 and 3. Shaw in the cleanup role. Aguilar over at first. Moustakas at third. Kratz behind the plate. Orlando Arcia in the number 8 hole ahead of Zach Davies here tonight. And on the hill is Ivan Nova for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
They picked up a win his last time out. That was against the Marlins. No runs in 6 innings, and that win broke a personal 3-game losing streak for Nova. 2-2 in 6 starts with a .303 earned run average against Milwaukee in his career.
31-year-old veteran is ahead now after that foul ball. 2 strikes against Curtis Granderson. This is appearance number 200 for Ivan Nova in his career. Again, 31 years old. Been around a long time. And 3 quick strikes on Curtis Granderson. This one, he's caught looking for strike 3.
Yep, right at the top of the strike zone. Gets him. He's a big guy, Nova, 6'5", 245 pounds. Not a guy that's going to blow the ball by you all that much. Fastball, curveball, predominantly. Now and again, he'll get a change-up.
There's Granderson getting the start tonight. What an addition he has been for Milwaukee. Came in on that August 31st trade deadline. 1 down here for Christian Yelich.
And had that terrific game on Wednesday against the Cubs at Wrigley. 3 hits, big home run in the 9th. Yeah, he's been a nice addition, Curtis Granderson.
So Ryan Braun on the bench here tonight to start things out. Craig Counsell loads him up with the lefties. 3 of the first 4 batters are going to be left-handed hitters, and Yelich sends this one center field back to the wall, and it's out of here. A home run for Christian Yelich, number 30 on the season, and just that fast, Milwaukee's out in front 1-0.
This guy's amazing. I mean, it seems like a lot of his home runs have come in that direction. The pitch, it looked like it was kind of middle to down the middle of the plate. And it pulled the hands in, shot it into center field. Wow.
Well, he's got that dugout fired up here tonight. Christian Yelich has now reached base safely in 30 straight ball games. Lorenzo Kane now bats.
Does he have the home run swing going or what? And very rarely, if ever, pulls it. Yeah, that was a fastball middle in, and a pitch that you would think a lot of guys would try to pull. He just puts a good swing on it, knocks it out of here to center field. Goodness gracious. This guy's swinging it back.
Another first inning lead for Milwaukee. Yelich hit a home run in yesterday's first inning. That was a 2-run pop. Now Kane to right. It's going to be Marte floating in from center field. There are 2 down.
That's one of the issues that Nova's had this year, giving up the home run ball. He's given up now 25 home runs in 26 starts.
Now time for our BP Brighter picture as Travis Shaw makes his way into the batter's box, and Shaw continues to put up some very, very impressive numbers. And you look at his career against Ivan Nova going back to last year, an 800 average, 8 for 10, 8 of his last 10. And this time on the first pitch, right to short. And just when we had that great stat, that ground out to end out the first. That's how it goes in baseball. There'll be more at bats against Nova here in this one, but the Brewers behind Yelich tag them, and it's 1-0 Milwaukee. As Milwaukee has a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the second inning. MVP chance all over Miller Park after that home run in the first inning for Christy Yelich. She's done it now consecutive games in this series against Pittsburgh. As Zach Davies takes the hill now for the start of the second inning against the Pirates. It was a 1-2-3 first for Zach Davies, and he faces Francisco Cervelli now. Pirate catcher into that cleanup role tonight against Milwaukee. 257 with 11 home runs and 52 RBIs for Cervelli on the season. Pirates come into this game 2 games below 500 in 4th place at 72 and 74. Brewers 85 and 63, 22 games over 500. Riding in 2nd place in the National League Central Division. Game and a half behind the Cubs coming in. The Cubs already won. In fact, that game just concluded before first pitch here. They beat the Reds 1-0 today.
After last night, a 1-run victory, 3-2. 1-0 today. Cardinals got pounded on today.
Yeah, the Dodgers 17-4. Yasiel Puig with 3 home runs for the Dodgers in that victory, and now they have pushed the Cardinals out of the playoff picture.
Yeah.
They're a game behind in the wild card now. It's Milwaukee and Los Angeles. Little floater, one hopper, and a quick toss by Shaw for the first out here in the second inning.
Bare hand play on a ball that had some spin on it. Trav done a nice job over at second base. Not the greatest range in the world, but if he can get to it, he's going to make a play. Made a nice play in last night's game. Defense was strong for the Brewers last night. And you hope that continues throughout the rest of the regular season.
So 1 down for Corey Dickerson, the left fielder. Zach Davies' first time to face the Pirates here this season. This is only Davies' 11th start overall. He missed quite a bit of time with rotator cuff and lower back issues nearly 3 months of the season. And you'd almost never know it here so far, and now his 3rd start in the month of September.
He's gone 5 innings in his first 2 starts since coming back. He's had good command, throwing strikes. Craig Counsell, tries to avoid having Davies, like a lot of his pitchers at this point in the season, get through the lineup 3 times, as many guys as he has in the bullpen. 14 relievers in the bullpen, so starters don't have to go too deep these days.
Well, and it's a good time to reintroduce Davies into the starting rotation to get a time where you need to have him there, but a time where he doesn't have to carry too much of the pressure and too much of the load.
Right. Concentrate on his mechanics. He can give you 5 innings, maybe give you a 6. We'll see how it goes today, but Craig Counsell has been giving a hook to the starters pretty quickly over the last week or so.
Last couple of starts, the starters have not made it through 5 innings, but the Brewers have still been able to win games relying on that bullpen as Davies issues his first walk of the game and the first base runner for the Pirates as Dickerson reaches. That'll bring up Jordan Luplow, the right fielder. Luplow in 27 games here on the big league level with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs.
They like this kid right here. Gregory Polanco on the disabled list, actually not on the DL, but his season's over. Big, strong left-handed bat, given an opportunity for Luplow here in the last couple of weeks. A triple and an RBI last night.
Now Polanco's going to miss the final couple of weeks. Had a dislocated shoulder last week and then surgery to follow. And that's a blow to their offense for the Pirates. 23 home runs and 81 RBIs. He led in both categories for their offense.
A guy that really did a lot of damage against the Brewers this year. So Brewers pitching staff not crying any crocodile tears with Polanco out of the lineup.
This Pirate team, though, has been a thorn in Milwaukee's side, but they're trying to return the favor here before it's up. Long meeting out on the mound between Pratt and Davies. As Trip Gibson, the home plate umpire, comes out and tells him, let's go and play ball now.
Yeah, fastball location so important for Davies. Really sets everything else up. Getting that two-seamer on the outside corner, the four-seamer up and in. Sets up all his other pitches.
2-1 now to count to Luplow. First time this year that Davies has faced the Pirates, but he did face him 4 times a year ago. Was 2-1 with a 3.70. 7 career starts against Pittsburgh. Here's the 2-1. Hits the outside corner, 2-2. Be something for Zach Davies to get any kind of a touch or a feel for last year's 17 victory season. That led the Brewers in victories. In fact, he's led the Brewers in victories each of the last 2 seasons. You look at those 17 wins a year ago, that was only one off the league high. Clayton Kershaw had 18.
Right. Yep, early in the season, you know, he was pitching okay, but he was getting an awful lot of run support. Second half of the season, he really started to dial it in. And that was a big blow early in the season when Davies got hurt. We're counting on him heavily, but the Brewers able to pick up the slack.
They're deep in their rotation. Added Gio Gonzalez, who pitched in last night's game. Gio pitched 4 2/3 innings in last night's game for Milwaukee.
Gio just didn't have as good command last night. None of his pitches really. The changeup really wasn't there, wasn't consistent. Grinded through it and no decision, gave up 3 runs.
That was his second start since coming over in the trade with the Nationals. 14 games to go in the regular season, counting tonight. Hop up just into shallow left, and Arcia calling off Yelich. There's the second out.
That's a good changeup. Hey, as the weather gets colder, you can stay warm by picking up a Brewers crew neck sweatshirt, given to the first 20,000 fans at the Brewers finale against these Pirates tomorrow afternoon. That's courtesy of Yuki and Abraham. For tickets, go to Brewers.com.
Sweatshirt weather doesn't quite feel like it here this weekend. What a beautiful weekend. On 80 degrees, low 80s.
Take this all summer, huh?
Absolutely.
No humidity.
That's the key right there to me. Colin Moran now steps into the batter's box. Great homestand for weather here at Miller Park. Got a good crowd here. It was a football Saturday, and disappointment over in Madison this afternoon. Badgers fall to Brigham Young. That was a surprise.
Yeah, by 3.
That may go down as the college football upset of the weekend.
Maybe. Badgers ranked 6th going into the game, and kind of a shocker.
There's a Badger fan. They had the football game on here on the big board during batting practice, which is always fun on a Saturday to come and kind of feel like you're part of the fall mix. One ball and no strikes to Moran. Runner over at first, 2 down. This one lifted into left field. Yelich, and it's a fair ball, drops in, and Luplow is going to make his way into home, slides in safely. I should say Corey Dickerson. And we are tied here at Miller Park.
Yeah, pretty good piece of hitting by Colin Moran right there on a pitch. Looked like it might have been off the outside corner, just dumps it down the line. Yeah, sometimes good pitches get hit, and that's the case right there. Good piece of hitting. Check it out. Fastball down and away. You can't put it any better than that. I mean, that's a nice pitch, and just kind of inside that left field line. Greg Counsell wondering if that ball was touched by a fan. Gibson says no, and we play on.
Looks like the top of the railing caught it and almost made that ball die. And Yelich had to actually come in, and I think maybe just that distance between him and where the ball fell allowed Dickerson to come home.
Ball hit and then took a direct right angle, didn't it? Right to the fence, right to the railing, and that's what allowed Dickerson to come around from first base. He was running on contact anyway.
Here's Kevin Newman, the shortstop. So a 1-1 game here in Milwaukee, a 2-out RBI double by Colin Moran. Kevin Newman called up from AAA on August 16th. He got his first big league hit off Milwaukee's Wade Miley back on August 24th. Had a 2-hit night.
Good time for some young players in the Pirate organizations to get a look out of the race. Got some veteran guys that are hurt.
This one to short. Arcia takes care of it for the final out. Not before the Pirates are able to tie this one up against Zach Davies. 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the second. If you can't catch games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take Fox Sports Wisconsin Brewers baseball wherever you go. Great evening for baseball here in Milwaukee, and Jesus Aguilar is set to lead off the bottom of the second inning. Jesus, the Brewers' big first baseman, the slugger with 31 home runs at 98 RBIs. He's batting .270 on the season. Came up with a big sacrifice fly for an RBI yesterday that broke a tie against the Pirates in Game 1.
And the Brewers are hoping that Aguilar gets on one of those hot streaks before the end of the season. Been kind of an up and down second half for Jesus.
Put up all-star caliber numbers, did the home run derby, and then came out of the gates a little bit slow. So he knows, he admits he's a little bit tired this time of year. This is his first full major league season where he's playing every day.
I think everybody's a little bit tired at this point, a little bit banged up. Nobody's feeling 100% at this point in the season.
Saw those season ranks, and that's the good news for Aguilar. It's not like he's dropped off the map at all in the second half on these numbers. Still there. and still producing, just not at that same first half level.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, he will drive in some runs. I mean, even if he's not swinging the bat as he did, you know, in the first half. Case in point last night, it was a two-strike curveball he hit deep in the left for an RBI. Sacrifice fly.
This one he pokes into right field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Milwaukee here in the second inning as Aguilar is aboard.
Another two-strike hit for Aguilar. And Nova's shaking his head saying that's a pretty good pitch, and it was, and he fights it off in right field. He got him down on the label a little bit. It was supposed to be away. You saw where Cervelli was setting up, had to reach over the plate. Aguilar able to dump it in front of Luplo out there and right.
Chance at first with Josh Bell. So leadoff single that brings up Mike Moustakas now, the Brewers' left-handed hitting third baseman, and he swings at the first pitch. And it's popped up in the infield, and Frazier calls off Bell for the first out.
Mike Moustakas took a 98-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone and hit it in the second deck out in right field yesterday. Impressive swing on a pitch that had something on it.
Moustakas a big day at the plate yesterday, 3 hits. Saw something he liked on that first pitch, but just missed. So here's Eric Kratz, the Brewer catcher. 45th start behind the plate since coming aboard in May for Milwaukee. Pretty good numbers against the Pirates this season. 7 for 23. That's a 304 clip with a couple of RBIs.
He and Manny starting to swing the bat a little bit. I mean, the last month or so, it's been much better at the bottom of the order. Quality work behind home plate, that's for sure.
Boy, in May when the Brewers decided to make that change with Jet Bandy and bringing in Eric Kratz, little known to most people around here, more minor league traveled, came out of the Yankees system. You didn't know at that time in May, beginning of June, if he'd be here for a short time or long term, but boy, he has fit in nicely.
Well, he got off to a really fast start at the plate. Remember all the home runs he hit early? I think he hit 3 very quickly. He was piling up everything. To go along with good solid defense.
And a big part of the success of the Brewers pitching staff. The staff struggled in August, but they have what appears to be everything back together here in September so far.
One of the things that has helped as far as that goes, September, you have 14 relievers, and when your starter really isn't having a good day, you can pull them. You got plenty of arms down in the pen, 14 in all. So that's one of the reasons why Craig Counsell does not hesitate to get a starter out of there if it doesn't happen.
Ball and 2 strikes to Kratz. Aguilar over at first. And a slow roller, and this one is just going to roll foul.
And if it stays on the grass, it's a base hit.
Kratz takes the long walk back after the long run down the first base line. Now it remains a ball and 2 strikes.
You know, that's a sniff a base hit run down the first base. That's not just a little jog. That big guy like Kratz got to take a minute, catch his breath. You know, when you sniff base hits, I mean, you find that extra gear. Even when you're a catcher, it doesn't run all that well.
Is that a gear you don't normally run in, and not maybe on a daily basis? Is that what you're saying?
It's not that conscious, but when you sniff hit, you give it a little extra.
I hear you. You could see it. And this one could be 2. And it is. So the double play, 4-6-3, will end the Brewers' second inning. We head to the third, still tied.
As we head to the third inning, Zach Davies going back to work. And before the game, manager Craig Counsell was asked about his starting rotation and the bullpen usage, especially some of the high leverage relievers. And he said, really, it's a good problem to have. He said that the way that the team is playing right now, he said, we're winning a lot of games, which is a good thing. But obviously, you're going to some of those high leverage relievers often. Jeremy Jeffress pitched last night. He's pitched in 3 out of the last 5 games. Josh Hader, 2 out of 5. Joaquin Soria, 2 out of 5 as well. So he said, really, that's a good problem to have. And also sort of how the games are built in terms of how you manage these games in September. So he said, don't focus on these being shorter starts for the starting rotation. He said it's really just a function of the number of pitchers that you have available every day. 14 relievers right now in the bullpen. So he said also the options that he has on the bench in terms of going to pitch hitting options. He says if it gets an extra at bat for a position player, it was always worth that opportunity to remove a starter early.
Yeah, something you can do in September that you cannot do the rest of the season, because normally you have, what, 7, 8 guys down in the bullpen. And it's not that the starters are giving up a lot of runs. It's just that they're short starts, as Sophia was talking about, giving a position player that extra at bat throughout the game.
Well, it's a difference maker, that bullpen, and the numbers out there this month. And all the teams play by the same rules, so all the contending teams can add the numbers if they want to on those September call-ups, and then it's up to the manager to figure out how to use it. And Craig Counsell's done a very, very nice job.
It's not easy to manage this many guys. A lot of guys on your bench, a lot of guys in the bullpen, but when you're in a pennant race, you really can't be concerned about who's getting work and who is not getting work. You have to go with your effective guys, and that is based on where you're at in the game, what the score is, and it's you're not in a position right now for the Brewers to make sure that every one of your relievers is getting work. That's not where they're at.
Nova, the pitcher, bats and working the count against Davies. And this time he strikes it out on the full count pitch, so 1 down here in the 3rd inning. I think the thing beyond what the relief corps has been able to do here now that's really opening eyes and is a huge part of this winning series and winning ways right now. I mean, Josh Hader's had a lot to do with that, we know that, but I think the players, the position players, understanding their roles better now. Scopes are coming around. Moustakas is in the National League for the first time. Rock figuring out, you don't have to start a game. You're going to get some time before the end of it with all the changes in pitchers and pinch hitters needed and defensive replacements.
And at the trading deadline, when all these acquisitions were made for position players, Craig Counsell even said it's going to be awkward for the players. It's going to be awkward for he as the manager, and sooner or later they're going to get it, and I think he was right. I think they're all starting to kind of feel that comfort level on a game-to-game basis. It's different in the American League, though. If you're from, Scope and Granderson and Moustakas, if you're not starting in the American League game, pretty good chance you're not going to play. In the National League game, with the pitcher playing, the pitcher hitting, I mean, pretty good chance you're going to be in the game at some point, maybe even in the 5th, 6th inning.
Frazier, the roller to Travis Shaw. There's 2 down. I think the other thing, and you go a step above the manager in this situation too, with the players that David Stearns has been able to acquire. You have to find guys that are going to understand that too once they get here, right?
Quality guys, right? Character type individuals, and I think that's one of the things that David Stearns and his organization has done for some time now.
So Jonathan Scope down there, release Chassin. Dugout's full of players, bullpen's full of players. Clubhouse is packed. But it's September. Team winning, making a big-time playoff push right now. Joe Gonzalez, Domingo Santana. Marte gets past Moustakas, but Arcia right behind him for the 3rd out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Davies. And Orlando Arcia yesterday, the highlight play of the night across Major League Baseball. I've never seen this before. Push bunch for 2 RBIs.
Yeah, infield in. Bell was creeping in even further, and he got it by him and drove in a couple of big runs for the Brewers last night. That's a smart play by Orlando. Any way to get a run in, but kind of got a bonus. He drove in 2.
Runners at second and third in that case, and what a big at bat. And you take a look at the night. Arcia did not start in yesterday's ball game. Came in the 5th inning and winds up with 3 hits in a 9-inning game. This time a pop up to right as Lutlow gets underneath it for the first out.
And just what we were talking about, right? Double switch. They took Gonzalez out. And Orlando Arcia ended up being a big part of that game last night, although he didn't start. Always have to be ready in the National League.
That's also part of our conversation we were having too. I mean, Arcia's like, okay, I'm not going to start tonight, but I could be in midway through and end up having big at-bats, big plays defensively.
And ordinarily, when the Brewers have a lead in the 8th and 9th inning, he's at shortstop.
Right.
I mean, they take out whoever's over there and they put Arcia in at short, tighten up the defense.
Zach Davies bats with 1 down in the 9th spot in the order. We're in the 3rd inning. On the mound, Davies has given up a hit and a walk. That walk scored. Otherwise, a pretty good night for Zach Davies out there. Pace so far is good for Zach Davies. Nova delivers.
Looking for his first hit of the year.
There's the 2-2. This is outside, so both pitchers not known for their hitting, and their first at bats have drawn the count full. Nova did it last inning. Here's the 3-2. And a slow roller to second base. Frazier for the first out. Second out.
Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv for just $25.99. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer.
Here's Curtis Granderson, top of the order for Milwaukee. Second time through the order now to face Ivan Nova. Granderson had a 3-pitch at bat in the first inning. And the 3rd pitch, strike 3 looking. Anderson has had a spectacular start in limited action as a Milwaukee Brewer. He's appeared now in his 9th game with Milwaukee. 4 starts out in right field. Came into tonight .455 in a Brewer uniform with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs.
Yeah, been a nice addition for sure. Another veteran you can bring off the bench if he doesn't get a start. Can't have enough of those kind of guys. Well, late in games, you have guys that have been around as long as Granderson has, Moustakas, Shaw. Tonight you have Braun coming off the bench, Eric Thames. Invaluable to have those kind of guys coming off your bench late in games.
15-year veteran, been to 7 postseasons with 4 different franchises. And a roller right down the first base line and
hit his foot.
Well, it did hit his foot, so a foul ball. That was called by the home plate umpire, Trip Gibson. Looked out at Adrian Johnson down the first base line, and he said fair ball. Couldn't figure out why Granderson never left. So we'll do it all again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. .647 the on-base percentage for Curtis Granderson, by the way, in a Brewer uniform. That is off the charts. In addition to those numbers, he's also drawn 5 walks.
Yeah. Well, again, veteran guys, patient, tough spots in games, and they know they have the ability to slow everything down.
And there's another walk for Curtis Granderson.
Yeah, like that, right? I mean, close pitch. Just off the edge. Trip Gibson didn't call it.
Here's Christian Yelich. StatCast AI. Presented by AWS. Check out this home run. Exit velocity over 104 miles an hour. That was in the first inning. 406 feet for Christian Yelich.
He's had a lot of home runs in that direction. Stays on the baseball nicely.
Yelich scored his 101st run on the season, which is a career high now for Christian Yelich.
11 RBIs away from 100 as well. He's got a legitimate shot at 100 RBIs now. Including tonight, 14 games left in the regular season.
Well, at the pace he's going, if he's going to hit home runs in the first inning each game, he'll get there. Had one last night, a 2-run pop. Tonight, a solo shot. He has Granderson over at first right now with 2 down. And Yelich last night scored his 100th run of the season. That was the first 100-run season by a Brewer since Ryan Braun back in 2012. But taking his time, the 2-1 foul back.
Change up that time. Hadn't thrown too many of those. And Yelich out in front of it.
Beat the Brewers back on July 14th. Actually had a no decision there, but the team won 2-1. Part of that stretch earlier this season when the Pirates were dominating Milwaukee in the season series. Nova out of the Dominican Republic signed as a teenager, a free agent deal with the Yankees back in 2005 and ended up in a trade to Pittsburgh in 2016. He signed through next season. The 2-2 to Yelich, and it's grounded. And a nice stop over there, and Yelich beats it out. So an infield single for Christian Yelich.
And the speed, another infield hit for Yelich. Good job by Granderson getting a good jump and getting off towards second base quickly. And no play over there. I thought maybe that was his only shot. He did have a chance to go to second base, did Moran. Really even look over there, and too late at first base. Nice to be able to run like that, huh? A lot of infield hits. That's how you hit 300.
So you had the 406-foot home run, and then you had the infield single in consecutive at bats. That's what he brings.
Yeah. Put the ball in play.
Can't get this guy out. 2 aboard now for Lorenzo Cain. Couldn't check his swing, so strike 1 to Cain.
Yeah, remember that walk-off fielder's choice. And that ground ball against the Cubs here at Miller Park. Speed, you can't teach that.
The 0-1 to Cain. And the runners will hold as that ball gets past Cervelli. Ball and a strike to Cain. And just think what we've seen in the last couple of homestands. You saw the fielder's choice RBI ground ball to win a game against the Cubs in walk-off version. And then last night, the
push bunt double. That's why you need to come to the ballpark.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to see, right?
Or watch. A lot of eyes on the Brewers here in September. One hopper and an easy play over there for Moran for the final out. The Brewers make a 2-out threat, come up empty. It's still 1-1.
Reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name, we are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world.
All right, Christian Yelich has the Brewers on the board, and that was a home run back in the first inning. Pirates would come back to tie it up, so we head to the fourth inning now here at Miller Park in a 1-1 ball game. Zach Davies on the mound, Josh Bell the hitter for the Pirates as we get the fourth inning going here in Milwaukee. Brewers winning yesterday 7-4, trying to get an 8th series win if they can get a win here tonight or tomorrow before things are up. And the Reds come in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night games, and the Brewers hit the road for a week. Got the Cardinals and the Pirates on that road trip.
Yeah. Final road trip of the regular season for the Brewers coming up.
Come home and finish things up in interleague play against the Tigers. That's going to be a very interesting interleague series to wrap things up at the very end of the year, considering how things are going in this division race right now. 14 games to play, including tonight.
Do you expect anything less than going down to the last day? I mean, it seems like every game the Brewers play seems like it goes down to the last inning, last out. Very close game, so I would imagine Craig Counsell has his group ready to play meaningful games all the way through to the end.
Brewers have the Pirates for another series, obviously, in Pittsburgh. 5-9 against Pittsburgh coming in to tonight's game with 5 games remaining. You got the Reds, where the Brewers have dominated that series. They've won 11 of 16 so far. They're tied with St. Louis after 16 games, 8-8. This one right into the shift. Strong throw is not in time by Shaw. Wound up over on the right side of Jesus Aguilar.
Yeah, he was back to start with, then had to go back to the hop to play the hop. Not able to get enough on the throw. And Bell able to beat it at first base. Kind of an awkward throw by Shaw based on having to go back. And you can see Bell able to beat it, and very fortunate that 2 big men didn't collide there. Josh Bell able to avoid Aguilar, who was right on the baseline.
He's having a chuckle about that right now, you can tell. Here's Cervelli, leadoff runner aboard here, leadoff batter aboard for the Pirates here in the 4th inning.
Only the second hit given up by Davies. Cervelli grounded out back in the second. As much as Travis Shaw has made some nice adjustments out there at second base, you're playing now way out in the grass in a bang play too. There's still some getting used to out there.
Right, kind of awkward throw. Maybe if he had it to do over again, maybe spin around quickly to be able to get a little bit more on the throw. But tough play anyway.
And this one right down the third base line all the way into left field. And it's going to be a double. They're waving the run around. Here comes Bell. The throw to the plate is not in time. And a strong throw by Yelich out there. Bell able to score all the way from first. And the Pirates have a 2-1 lead.
Yes, really able to tuck that one inside the left field line and all the way down in the corner. Fastball, actually changeup to get a little bit too much of the plate. Just out of the reach of Moustakas. It hits the wall as it juts out. I think Bell would have scored regardless. Pretty good throw by Yelich, but too late. I think it's a perfect throw, but that's asking a lot. Being as far away from home plate as he was. You see Josh Bell able to get his hand in there.
Pirates now have the lead 2-1 and a runner in scoring position. Still nobody out here in the fourth. And they're starting to stir out in that Brewer bullpen, starting to get loose a bit. Here's Dickerson.
We all know that it's not going to take much for Craig Counsell to get that phone going. Got your early relievers that are getting ready. Guys like Freddie Peralta, Woodruff, Jordan Lyles, guys like that.
Dickerson to left. This could be trouble. Yelich into the corner. And a foul ball. Not by much down there. There's not a lot of foul territory room.
By about a foot.
Base hits the Pirates have all kind of been like that tonight. Kind of a no man's land. Davies calm, cool on the mound. That's his demeanor. He's ahead 2 strikes to Dickerson. Lead run already in here in the 4th inning. And he's looking for his first out. Gets it right there in the strikeout, way out of the zone, and Dickerson couldn't resist.
Just about head high. You don't see Dickerson do that very often. This guy's a good hitter, hitting near 300. Chases one way out of the strike zone. Check this out. And that ball literally head high, and he chases it. Big out for Davies.
Here's Luplow. 1 down now, and the runner still out at second base. That's Francisco Cervelli, who had the RBI double moments ago. Davies just misses down and away. Luplow flew out to the shortstop, Arcia's first time up. Cubs have already defeated the Reds today, 1-0. So the Brewers need a win just to stay within a game and a half of the division race.
And a win would keep them 4 games up on now the Los Angeles Dodgers, who right now are half a game behind the Rockies for the division lead.
And the National League West race is Going to be an interesting one here in the final 2 full weeks of the baseball season between Colorado, Arizona, and the Dodgers. Looked for about a week like the Rockies might stay on top, but now the Dodgers are right there. The Rockies need a win tonight.
Yeah, they're playing at San Francisco. Actually, the Dodgers right now in a dead heat.
Right.
With the win today. Good change up there.
2 balls and 2 strikes down to Luplow. Here's the wild card coming into tonight. Technically, Milwaukee 3.5 ahead of the Dodgers. St. Louis now a game behind. They're on the outside of that 2-team race between the Brewers and the Dodgers right now.
The wild card picture continues to get a little bit complicated. It might end up being in Colorado, LA, Arizona if things go crazy, St. Louis. Brewers have a lead right now. And that's why they added the wild card, and then 2 years later added that double wild card, the second wild card. It gets a lot of cities involved right to the end. It's exactly what it was designed to do.
Well, the Brewers are trying to make the playoffs for only the 5th time in franchise history. Back in 2008, they were the sole wild card qualifier. That's how they got in. And then in 2011, they won the National League Central. And that ended that 26-year hiatus of not being in the playoffs at all, going all the way back to 1982. They won the AL East outright in that season as well. And this one looped into left. Arcia goes back and makes a nice play. And the quarterback to the receiver. Shaw just waits at second base. Cervelli not even giving it a thought of going back. And there's an easy double play to end the inning. Strange, but it works for Milwaukee. Lead off for Milwaukee, and our Powerball home run leaderboard has Shaw right in the middle, looking for number 30, which would tie Christian Yelich, who got his 30th in the first inning here tonight. And Jesus Aguilar, he didn't think he'd be looking over his shoulder for the home run race for this team.
And not the way the first half ended, right?
Again, Shaw has those tremendous numbers against Nova coming into this game. 12 of 16 with 3 home runs, a 750 clip in his career against Ivan Nova. Rounded out to short his first time up, so you know he's due, Rock.
Well, you know, one of the reasons why Shaw probably has that success, you look at the way Nova pitches, he throws that curveball down and into lefties. He elevates a fastball up and in on him, but you know, the two seamer that Nova throws is down in the zone, and Travis Shaw loves the low pitch. I mean, he's a low ball hitter, no doubt. A lot of the pitches that Nova throws right into the wheelhouse of Shaw.
Can you imagine 16 plate appearances against someone and not succeeding only 4 times?
That's crazy. I mean, that's you don't hear numbers like that. Even when you hit the ball hard, there are times you don't get hits. All for 16. Crazy.
It is. Shaw having himself a year, though. 29 home runs, 79 RBIs. Trying to hit the 30 home run plateau in consecutive years in his first 2 years for Milwaukee. Not this time, though.
Pulled the string on him. Curveball, left it upstairs.
So 1 down for Nova.
There's a curveball. It's not down, it's up. Outer half, and Travis swings right through it.
Nova's last 5 starts, his ERA well under 3 at 2.86. He broke a personal 3-game losing streak in his last start against Miami. Looking to even up his record at 9-9 if he could beat the Brewers here tonight. This is Aguilar bats. Pops him up, shallow center field. Long run coming in is Marte. He makes the catch. So 2 down quickly here in the 4th. Here's Mike Moustakas. Moustakas popped out to second base his first time up. Three-hit game last night, including a home run. Ball was flying out of here yesterday for Milwaukee. They had 3 home runs in that victory on Friday night. Pitchers dictating the pace a little better here on Saturday night.
It's unusual for the Brewers. I mean, as of late, they haven't been hitting a lot of home runs, but still being able to score runs. Being creative in the way they've been scoring runs lately. It was good to get back to the old routine of hitting the ball out of the ballpark. That's what the Brewers do best.
Moustakas must a defensive swing there as he strikes out against Nova to end the 4th inning. So it's 2-1 Pirates heading to the 5th. Miller Park, where the Brewers, along with several major corporate partners, are raising awareness for childhood cancer. It's blue and gold night, and fans showing their support between innings here moments ago by using blue and gold cards to prominently display a gold ribbon, as gold is the international color for pediatric cancer. And the Brewers, along with the American Cancer Society, hosting the Coaches versus Cancer Night here tonight. Special theme night ticket package. Fans here also received an Ed Cedar mini bobblehead. So a lot of good things happening here. Great cause, helping raise awareness, and here at Miller Park raising money with the large crowd in attendance as well. So a win-win situation for sure.
Yeah, good job by the fans. Everybody participating, doing a great job. Awareness for that great cause. I mean, there's a lot of great causes out there, but childhood cancer, gotta lift that.
Absolutely. And, good to see everybody participate and have, you know, nearly 40,000 people look as one here tonight. So we're in the 5th inning. Pirates lead this game 2-1. Zach Davies back out on the hill. He's given up single runs in the 2nd inning and the 4th inning. As Colin Moran leads off here for the Pirates. Brewers were able to turn a double play to get out of the 4th inning. Bit of a jam for Davies there. Was leadoff single and then an RBI double, so he had a run in and a runner at second base with no outs and no further damage.
Strikeout double play. Really bad base running by Cervelli to end that inning. Well, for Zach Davies, he emptied the tank right here. This is probably going to be his last inning. He's due to hit 3rd in the bottom of the 5th.
Nice catch out there. The old Seattle Pilots had on the 1969 first year of the franchise. Those are for sale here at the Pro Shop. This one hit hard center field. Kane on the run, looking up and makes a nice running catch just in front of the wall.
And he gets spoiled watching that guy play center field. If it stays in the ballpark, pretty good chance he's going to catch it and make it look easy like he did right there. It just gets in such a good jump. He doesn't play real deep. Angles back perfectly, and he measures that one all the way about midway on the warning track, able to pull it in. It's another nice, easy catch from Lorenzo Kane. Easy for me to say, but he does make it look easy.
Well, it was fun listening and reading last night after the ball game, all the post-game comments from his teammates about how Kane kind of walks slowly around. Some think, well, he got that old man walk a little bit, and then they see him do this once the ball is put in play. It's amazing stuff.
Yeah. Remember Earl Campbell? Running back?
Yeah.
It's kind of the way he was, right?
It's amazing what they can do.
It's called pacing yourself in between action.
That's what we need to start doing, pacing ourselves. You pace yourself pretty good over there?
That's all we do is pace ourselves. We need to crank it up every now and again.
I didn't mean at the buffet.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we do that pretty good too.
Yeah.
2-2 to Newman. Well, we used to take the walk out from the press box out to Nelly's corner out there. We used to do that in a half inning. Now it takes us a full inning.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Augie and I usually take about a full inning to get out there.
Just got to leave a little earlier.
Arcia for the second out. When you're on the pregame show with me, we used to leave about 6:15 for the 6:30 show. Now we leave around 6.
Yeah.
A little slower walk.
Sign some autographs on the way out, right? I mean, hey, you don't want to walk by people. They recognize you. They have something they want you to sign, so you got to prepare for that. I had a great time down in the set, by the way. Thanks for all your hard work all year.
Well, it's been great having you aboard this season.
Yeah, loved it.
There's Nelly's corner, named after our good friend Davey Nelson, who
passed away in April, and that corner dedicated to him. And
pre- and post-game show. That's where it all happens.
That's right. Rock's done a great job playing that second role alongside Augie.
Yep.
You guys split the schedule up nicely for home games.
One more pre- and post-game appearance. That's going to be that first game in that Tiger series.
Got that all slated for Friday night.
I'm already preparing.
We have to know who the Tigers are before the end of the year.
Yeah, right.
That's step number one. Step number two, it could be a big weekend.
But you know what? Step number three, hopefully we're going to be doing some pre- and post-game shows for the playoffs.
That's right. Davies trying to put away Nova here with 2 down. Here's the 2-2, and he does. He gets the strikeout one. Foul tip drop. Ahead of myself there. Two pitchers battling at the plate against each other tonight. Look out over there on the Brewers side.
Nova hanging in there, making Davies work.
Ivan Nova has 141 plate appearances now in his career and 6 hits. No RBIs, no home runs, no doubles, no triples. And add another strikeout to the mix right now. Davies picks up a much needed out right there. We're in the middle of 5. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Miller Lite, great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota, let's go places.
We're back at Miller Park here in the 5th inning. Time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. We go out to Progressive Field. And Francisco Lindor got things started for the Indians right away. His 8th leadoff home run of the season. This one coming off of Michael Fulmer. It was his 35th home run of the season. More importantly, Cleveland would go on to win this game 15-0. And with that, they clinched their 3rd consecutive AL Central title. So they're celebrating. Of course, they're going to pop some champagne. This has become a habit for the Indians. But congratulations to them. They're the first team in all of baseball to clinch their division title. Again, that's their 3rd straight title in the AL Central.
Now, congratulations to the Cleveland Indians, 15-0 over Detroit. That's an impressive way to clinch a division crown. And so we've got one team in a division crown already under the way, so 5 more to claim here.
Yeah.
Brewers trying to rally to do that here in the Central.
Yeah, they might be doing it a lot, but it never gets old. I mean, every time you do win it, it becomes a little bit more special. It's tough to repeat. And the Indians have done that 3 consecutive years. Good for them.
There's Eric Kratz to lead off the Brewers half of inning number 5 as they trail 2-1. And he pops one up, shallow left. Newman all the way out from short, and Dickerson calls him out at the last minute. So 1 down. Well, if you're in the wild card chase, so if you clinch a playoff spot, not knowing if you're going to be the 1 or the 2 in the wild card, or a division winner like the race Milwaukee's in everything right now. How many celebrations do you have? Do you just do the playoff one first, and then if you make the division one, you have a second one?
No, I don't think you celebrate the first one.
You do celebrate
you
the
don't.
first
I
one?
don't think.
If you're in, though, you got to celebrate.
Yeah, I'm just not going to be crazy. I don't think they're popping champagne.
What do you pop then?
Well, when you finally decide, you get into the wild card. I don't know. You asked me. Well, here you go. This is all about context right now. Cleveland, they won their 83rd game today. Yeah. They won the division by 15 games. Brewers have 85 wins. And they're still in a big battle, right? It's all about your division, the strength of your division.
Or maybe it's better champagne to celebrate with.
There you go, yeah.
If you have a better record. Nice pick by Moran for the out to retire Arcia.
You know what? That is a very good question you asked. When do you pop the champagne?
Maybe you pop it 3 times. I don't know. At least twice. If you make the playoffs and you haven't won your division yet, I think you got to celebrate and do it again if you win your division.
That's right. You can't celebrate too much, can you? You over-celebrate.
That's kind of what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to see your way of thinking here.
I didn't think it would take you that long to figure out that you can never celebrate too much. You follow me, though. I
celebrate every victory.
There's Tyler Saladino. He's the pinch hitter for the pitcher, Zach Davies. So Davies' night is done. He works 5 strong innings, gives up 2 runs to the Pirates. As he watches from the dugout now. Saladino quickly goes down to Nova. So Nova mowing through Brewer batters right now. We are through 5. And Dan Jennings is getting set to come in. Florence urgently needs support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today by going to redcross.org or text Florence to 90999 to give $10 to the American Red Cross hurricane relief. A lot of damage, a lot of lives lost already here in our country through that hurricane. So
a lot of water.
Please consider helping out. There's going to be a lot of property damage and a lot of people without homes trying to piece it all back together here in the coming weeks. Dan Jennings now comes in, top of the 6th here at Miller Park, and the Pirates out in front 2-1 over Milwaukee. The Brewers had the early lead, and the Pirates have scored the last 2.
I wonder how long Jennings is going to be in there. The Brewers continue to have activity out in that bullpen. You got a lefty, then you got a right-hander, switch hitter right-hander, so it could very well be 1 and out for Jennings. Being able to get Frazier perhaps. Jacob Barnes getting loose. Last time Jennings appeared in the game, Tuesday against the Cubs. Retired the only batter that he faced.
So Adam Frazier at the top of the order to face Jennings. Takes a strike to even the count 1-1. Frazier 0 for 2 in this game. So Zach Davies, 5 strong innings for him, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts for Zach Davies, making his 3rd start here in the month of September.
The only walk he issued came around to score in the 2nd inning.
Ground ball, backhand Shaw. Nice play for out number 1 to retire Frazier. And Craig Counsell quickly out of the dugout and will make a pitching change here, so he'll match up against the top 3 here in the Pirates batting order in the 6th inning. So a pitching change here at Miller Park. Dan Jennings does his job, and we're coming right back with Jacob Barnes.
And the Brewers continue the postseason push with a 3-game series against the Reds at Miller Park this coming Monday through Wednesday. Check out the complete schedule. That includes $6 tickets on Monday, courtesy of Miller High Life. Go to Brewers.com for information.
All right, Jacob Barnes in appearance number 45 with 1 out here in the 6th inning. So Craig Counsell going with the matchups here in the 6th. Jennings and now Jacob Barnes with 1 out.
And 4th different time he's been with the Brewers this year. He made the opening day roster, has been up and down since. Last pitched against the Cubs. That was at Wrigley Field on Wednesday. Overall, a .357 earned run average. Game number 45 tonight.
He faces Starling Marte. So righty versus righty here with 1 down. Marte 0 for 2 in the game. He's grounded out to short. Oak trips up to the plate. We're going to see a lot of pitching changes if you haven't already here in the month of September, especially with playoff contending clubs who have that big bullpen that we were talking about earlier in the telecast. And now you're at the point of the game where you're going to go to him and use him as often as possible. It's interesting. Pedro Strop out with the Cubs. They beat the Reds 1-0 today, Rock, and Joe Madden used 3 different relievers an out each in that 9th inning. Chavez, Rosario, and Cichet to beat the Reds 1-0 in that.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's a big blow to the Cubs for sure. They're now 3 deep as far as closers go. I mean, Brandon Morrow's missed considerable time. He was the closer to start the year. Strop now out, pulling a hamstring, running the bases of all things in that makeup game in Washington.
That was a strange one.
Yeah,
I mean they're in extra innings. He had pitched an inning and 2/3 and still batted in the 10th inning of that game. And running to first caused the injury. And they were obviously not going to use him afterwards, but Joe Madden decided to leave him in there and swing the bat.
Beat out a double play ball. Yeah.
Brewers know what that's all about. They've had enough pitcher injuries in the last year or two on the offensive side. All 2 strikes down to Marte. Barnes works. 1 down here in the top of the 6th. The roller foul.
A lot of defensive swings from Marte. You don't see this very often with Marte at the plate. Some pretty good movement on the cutter from Jacob Barnes. Time you see major league hitters and good ones like Marte taking swings like that, you know you've got really good movement on your pitches.
Misses outside now, 2-2.
Jacob's been using the 4-seam fastball a lot more since his return. Used to be predominantly cut fastball, and every now and again he'd get himself in trouble, leave one up. When you're throwing 96 to 98, why not use that 4-seam fastball?
8th pitch of the at-bat coming up right here from Jacob Barnes. This one fair ball down the left field line again. And it's going to be another double down the line for the Pirates here tonight. That's how they were able to grab the lead back in the 4th inning. And a runner out there at second base with 1 down.
Yep, and it was the cutter. And all the very defensive swings by Marte were mostly on the fastball. He missed his spot there. You see 88, the cutter, giving Marte a chance just inside that left field line. The Pirates have been using that left field line pretty effectively tonight.
Yes, they have. Pirates with 3 doubles in tonight's game. 3 out of 4 of their hits have been doubles. Here's Josh Bell. He had a single back in the 4th. Pirates up 2-1. Brewer bats have been stymied behind Ivan Nova. Gave up a 1st inning home run to the second batter, Christian Yelich, and after that really hasn't been in any trouble. In fact, only 1 Brewer has reached second base since that home run in the 1st.
And there really haven't been too many hard hit balls off the bats of the Brewers since that home run.
Two 2-0 now to Bell. Barnes taking his time. 2-0 on the way. This one fouled off.
where Jake would really like to be able to come up with a third pitch against lefties like Bell. Everything has some firmness to it. The cutter going down and in on Bell, and that's normally where lefties like it. Like it down and in. Or a change up or maybe a curveball come in handy for Jacob against these lefties.
Bell, the switch hitter, batting from the left side for the third consecutive plate appearance. So Zach Davies and now Jacob Barnes, and it's 3-1. Working through a bit of trouble here in the 6th inning. Dan Jennings came in to start the inning, got Adam Frazier, lefty versus lefty, and then Barnes came in to face Marte. Gave up the double, now has walked Josh Bell. So 2 aboard. Now bring up Francisco Cervelli, who had the RBI double back in the 4th inning.
Going through the scatter report book is Craig Counsell to see what he wants to do next.
Their defense, for the most part, in their normal spots. Moustakas a little over towards the line. The Pirates have been able to get their 3 doubles tonight.
Cervelli with a change up off of Zach Davies. Starling Marte on that cut fastball in the inner half of the plate. That was in this inning. Remember, Moran just dumped one down the left field line off of Davies on a change up.
Belly steps out. Barnes trying to work his way through some issues here in the 6th inning. Here's a double play ball. First and second, 1 down. There's a strike. That'll even it up. Have been one of the hottest teams in the National League coming into tonight's game. They'd won 9 of 11 overall after yesterday's opening series win against the Pirates.
There really hasn't been a whole lot of big winning streaks, right? I mean, it's been winning series 3 out of 4. I should say 2 out of 3, and they did sweep the Giants here at Miller Park.
Over their string of 7 consecutive series wins, the Brewers have won 15 and lost only 6. Go. Throw out to second base is into center field. The run's going to come home. And now it's 3-1 Pirates. So Pittsburgh, a bit of a delayed double steal. Kratz hesitated a bit, and then that ball winds up in center field.
And Marte had a really good jump going to third base. I mean, he took off right away. Now Bell had to wait to make sure Marte went all the way. He's the guy that you throw at. You try and get him out. But the throw sails on Kratz and into center field. A stolen base and E2, allowing Marte to score.
Ball and 2 strikes to the Pirates catchers. He steps out, Cervelli. So Bell in scoring position at second base. Pirates putting pressure on Jacob Barnes.
That's a good fastball right there. 97 miles an hour right on the outside corner. Another defensive swing by the Pirates. One mistake that he made was on that cutter. It was Marte.
Just now, the Brewer bullpen starting to stir a little bit. First two have reached against Barnes, a run already home, and Cervelli. They can battle at the plate now, ball and 2 strikes. That battle continues. Junior Guerra starting to get loose.
Made one appearance out of the bullpen since being removed from the rotation.
Barnes tries it again. The 1-2 misses outside. 2-2 now to Cervelli. Tight situation here. Barnes and the Brewers don't want to give up any more and fall any further behind to Pittsburgh. Ivan Nova has done a very nice job against Brewer hitters in this one, and there's no one stirring out in the Pirates bullpen, so you know he's coming back out. He's getting a long rest here in the 6th inning, though. Strike 3 called, and Cervelli doesn't like it. Hits the bottom of the zone, maybe a little bit out, but Jacob Barnes gets the benefit of the doubt. As Cervelli has words with Trip Gibson, and now
he's giving it to him a little bit. I love the reaction by Cervelli.
And now Cervelli looks like he has been tossed from the ball game. Did not stop barking on his way towards the dugout, and he is really upset now. And Hurdle.
Well, he's going to get run now, too.
And it looks like perhaps that arm signal was an ejection as well.
And again, you look at the replay and you see that the pitch was right at the bottom of the strike zone, and you might think that Cervelli was running up in a pitcher on the dirt.
Well, Hurdle really upset here.
Probably upset twofold. He's upset, number 1, that his catcher got thrown out. Number 2, probably upset about the call, the strike 3 call. Well, it's not that bad a pitch, is it?
Looks like it hit the bottom of the zone.
I don't know. I mean, if you're Francisco Cervelli and your pitcher is pitching a heck of a game and you're responsible for a lot of the pitch calling and things like that, I mean, you got to be smarter than that. You don't get run out. I mean, you're not doing your team, you're not doing your pitcher any service by getting run out of the ball game. Now you have a different catcher coming in, catching for Nova. This doesn't make a lot of sense to get thrown out there.
Good point. There's Corey Dickerson. Big wave and a miss on the off speed from Jacob Barnes.
Well, Trip Gibson gave him a little bit of leash there. He gave him a little leadway. I mean, he was standing there ready at home plate. They were looking down, and he said his piece, and whatever he said, I think he was like pointing to his eyes like, you got to look. And that upset the home plate umpire. But it doesn't make a lot of sense to get thrown out there. You got to lead. The pitcher's throwing well. You're calling a good game. That's not a big help to your team.
Barnes ticks it up a notch and is now ahead 2 strikes against Dickerson. Run home for the Pirates here in this inning. They have a 3-1 lead. And a runner out at second base with 2 outs. That's Josh Bell. Barnes needs to pick up the final out right here. Keep the deficit at 2.
Almost hit him. Hit the bat.
Fans trying to help Barnes out. This one's high, ball and 2 strikes. Jacob Barnes has been up and down from AAA to the majors on several trips this season, trying to play a big role here tonight in mid-September with his team in a pennant chase, trying to hold the deficit at 2. Here's the 1-2. It rides high.
Jacob is having a difficult time throwing strikes with that cutter. It really does take a lot of time between pitches. A little uncertain as to what he wants to do. Does he want to throw another cutter? Does he throw the 4-seam fastball?
Barnes will try it again. Here's the 2-2. And this is outside. So Dickerson down 0-2 now works the count full. 26 pitches for Barnes here in the 6th inning, and he's recorded only 1 out. And a long inning for Barnes.
Yes, it is.
And here's the 3-2. Fouled away. Well, the Pirates have really worked the count, made the pitchers work for Milwaukee here tonight.
Yeah, even Zach Davies, right? I mean, a lot of long counts, a lot of 3-2 pitches. A lot of good discipline at the plate.
Here's the 3-2, and Barnes misses low. And another walk.
He just doesn't have any feel for that cutter tonight. It's not been a good pitch. Hasn't been able to throw it for strikes, and it looks like Craig Counsell's seen enough.
So 2 aboard with 2 down. Barnes was ahead, 2 strikes on Dickerson, and ends up walking him. So 2 walks and a double registered against Barnes, and only 1 out. So a pitching change. We come back to Miller Park. game. The Brewers ended up winning that one tonight. They're struggling here, down only 3-1, but in a bit of a mess here in the 6th inning. A run home for the Pirates. Junior Guerra on, and he inherits 2 base runners with 2 outs.
Yeah, this will be his 2nd appearance out of the bullpen. He pitched out of the pen against the Cubs on Tuesday at Wrigley Field. Retired the only batter that he faced, struck out a batter. He has made 11 career relief appearances as Junior Guerra. Of course, he was in the starting rotation pretty much the entire season. 26 starts, 6-9 record, 427 earned run average in that starting rotation.
So Junior out of the bullpen against Chicago at Wrigley Field on Tuesday. Back in here tonight. Big out to get. Jordan Luplow. There, the Brewers have to end this inning.
And Jacob just couldn't find the cutter. And that's a lonely feeling for him. That's his bread and butter. He's taking a lot of time between pitches, relying on the 4-seam fastball, and just kept going to that cutter, just couldn't find it.
Gets a strike in there to even the count at 1-1. Well, you never know what's going to happen over the course of a long season. Junior Guerra not on the opening day roster this year, but quickly brought up to the big league club in mid-April, and then was such a fixture in that rotation for most of the summer. Just wasn't as effective in the month of August as he was the previous 4 months.
Brewers are hoping he's going to be able to find that cutter, or I should say the split-fingered fastball tonight. That pitch is equally effective against right-handers and left-handed batters. Got a lefty on deck.
Behind 2 balls and a strike to Luplow. Lifted into right field. Granderson underneath it, and there's the final out. A long 6th inning. Brewers surrender a run and trail 3-1. Home of Thursday night football, and the schedule we have on Fox this year is loaded. One huge can't-miss matchup after another. Thursday night football coming to Fox week 4. Now it's a game. Looking ahead on that schedule, November 15th, Packers at Seattle Thursday night. Mark it on your calendar, Rock. Party at Rock's house.
Done.
Jacob Stallings in to take over the catching duties now that Cervelli has been ejected. Nova back out on the hill. He had a long rest in that 6th inning.
Yeah, long rest, a lot of time between pitches for Nova, and he's got a new catcher. We'll see how that affects him. Both of those things you figure might affect him, maybe not.
Anderson rounds out to second for the first out. Well, he has really kept Milwaukee's offense very, very quiet here tonight.
He has. 8 in a row right now.
Here's our At the Plate presented by Blaze Pizza. Christian Yelich 2 for 2 in this game. Responsible for Milwaukee's only run, a solo home run back in the first, and then a single his next trip up in the 3rd inning. That was an infield single. Batting average now at .316 for Yelich. Fly ball left field. It has some carry on it to the wall. And a leaping catch by Dickerson.
Yeah, everything he hits, right? I mean, geez.
That had some carry on it to be sure.
If that went out, that'd have been amazing. Right down the left field line, and Dickerson making a pretty good catch. Left that pitch up in his zone. And as usual, Yelich not trying to pull it, goes right with it. Wouldn't have been a home run, but certainly it would have been extra bases. Good catch by Dickerson in left.
Two down for Lorenzo Cain. That hits the inside corner for strike one. Cain 0 for 2 tonight. And this time he punches one into right field, a base hit. So a 2-out base runner for Milwaukee. That'll bring the tying run to the plate and Travis Shaw.
And that's what he's been doing all year right there. Just getting on base, the table setter. That is Lorenzo Cain on a 2-seamer going down. Pulls the hands in, just shoots it out there in the right field. Beautiful piece of hitting by Lorenzo. Able to find the hole in the right.
All right, here's Travis Shaw. We've been talking all night about his career numbers against Nova. 0 for 2 tonight. Let's see what he can do to get that average back. 750 coming into tonight against Nova. 12 hits, 16 plate appearances, 3 home runs for Shaw against Nova. He represents the tying run here in the 6th inning. Right field, going back. Luplow has it at the warning track. Big roar from the crowd, but Shaw a fly out to right, and the Brewers are done here in the 6th.
Pirates with a 3-1 lead over the Brewers as we head to the 7th. And the Brewers' wives, through their commitment to several important causes, play an important role in the club's community outreach efforts. Each summer, the Brewers' wives team up with Brewers Community Foundation to raise funds through a number of special events with proceeds earmarked for various organizations in Greater Milwaukee.
All right, Sophia, thanks very much. Top of the 7th we go. Junior Guerra will stay in the ballgame. He came in and got the final out in the 6th inning. And now we'll face Colin Moran here to lead off the 7th. We're trailed 3-1. It was one of the longer innings, that 6th inning, that you're only going to allow 1 run. As time ticked away, Brewers got to be feeling pretty good. They're only down by 2 right now.
Right. I mean, it seems as though the Pirates have a bigger lead than just 2 runs, the way this game is going. I mean, Nova's been really pitching a gem today.
Now it's up to Guerra to keep the deficit at 2. He's ahead 2 strikes to Colin Moran, who had a RBI double back in the 2nd inning. That plated the Pirates' first run of the game to tie it up. A Double-A championship, the Brewers' minor league affiliate Biloxi battling Jackson in the best-of-5 series there. And Jackson came in with a 2-1 lead into tonight's game 4, and that one was tied at 2-2 heading to the 7th inning. See if the young Brewers squad at Double-A can get a win tonight to force the final game. Shaw recovers in time for the out.
Well, they can do that at second base, although where he was, I mean, it's still a long throw. He stayed right with it and got his man at first base. Bobbled it, stayed close, didn't panic, and made a good throw to first. And got Moran.
Good strong throw from Shaw. 1 down here in the 7th inning. Here's Kevin Newman, the shortstop. Newman 0 for 2. They're pouring in strikes. Looking good in relief here tonight so far.
Yeah, he's got good velocity, 95 with that last fastball.
Those situations too, Rock, with a guy like Junior Guerra kind of fitting into that, guys understanding their roles now. You don't want to be defeated if you're taken out of the rotation or taken out of a starting assignment, knowing that soon down the line here you're going to be called upon, and you got to be ready and be willing to come through.
And Junior was struggling in his last few starts. I mean, let's face it, I think Junior anticipated that he was going to be pulled. He took it in stride, and he's going to be able to put together some good appearances out of the pen for the Brewers.
He's been there before for Milwaukee.
12th relief appearance in his career with the Brewers.
Trying to finish off this top of the 7th here. Get that 7th inning stretch going and get the Brewer bats going, perhaps. And this one up the middle, a base hit. So a 1-out runner aboard as Newman singles.
That's right off the end of the bat. Not a hard hit baseball, but put it in a pretty good spot.
And with 1 down, that'll bring up Kevin Kramer. And this is good news for the Brewers. That means Nova is out of the game, so he comes in as a pinch hitter.
Brewer offense real happy about this move.
Nova was 76 pitches plowing through the Brewer batters through 6 innings.
I wonder why you take him out.
Kramer fouls off that first pitch, so they're ahead a strike. keep his eye over at first base with Kevin Newman there.
Yeah, Newman at first, Kramer at the plate. Have a Jerry anywhere?
I knew I'd lead you into somewhere.
Jerry Augustine.
We do. Well done, Rock.
How about a George?
Where's George Guitaris when you need him?
Yeah, we talked about him last night.
Yeah. George Bamberger. I'm trying to think of how many former Georges have been in a Brewer uniform.
You know, I asked the question last night, what's George doing? He's not in baseball anymore. He's in business himself. Doing well.
That's always good to hear. He's on the cycles list, isn't he?
Yes, he is. One of the few catchers for the Brewers that have hit for the cycle. Chad Moore, Charlie Moore.
Taurus had that cycle back in 2011. Nice pitch from Guerra, getting the strikeout. So 2 down. Top of the order now in Adam Frazier.
Yeah, breaking pitch. Pretty good one, too.
So Garrett trying to get the final out here against Adam Frazier, the leadoff hitter, who's 0 for 3 in this game. Runner at first base. Kratz thought about throwing down there. Kratz had a throwing error trying to throw out a runner at second base that played it a run. It's back to the 6th inning.
Yeah, played it a run, only 1 hit in that inning. Double, couple of walks and an error. Put the 3rd run of the game for the Pirates.
Brewers going to need to rally here today. The Cubs have already won against the Reds 1-0. That one was late this afternoon. There goes the runner. And the ball put in play to Shaw. And there's the final out for Junior Guerra. Allows a hit, but a good 4-out effort for Junior Guerra in relief.
Lead over the Hey, tonight's time of the game winner, Nichols Pub in New Berlin, as they call the Brewers, by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. They get 40 tickets to a 2019 Friday night home game in the Miller Lite bullpen here at Miller Park. It's offered courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Here's Richard Rodriguez in relief now in the 7th inning for the Pirates, making appearance number 55 on the season for the rookie.
Rodriguez with some really good numbers. You can see the strikeout total, 76 punch-outs, 61 innings of work, game number 55 tonight. Good earned run average at 266. Middle of the order coming up for the Brewers.
Jesus Aguilar, let's see what he can do to get the Brewers going. They trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Aguilar with a single back in the 2nd. One of only 4 Brewer hits in this game off of Ivan Nova, who leaves after 76 pitches, 6 strong innings for him. Only 4 hits allowed, just an earned run, only a walk, 4 strikeouts. Solo home run to Yelich, the 2nd batter of the ballgame, is the only damage that he gave up.
That's been pretty good for the Pirates as of late. Near the middle of the pack in the National League, and earned run average for the year at 412. He has a hard thrower. He's got a good slider. Brewers need base runners.
3 balls and a strike to Aguilar. Inside corner. Aguilar bounces out of there. Not always happy with the call, but still alive.
They got to regroup. Didn't like the call.
He does wear each pitch on his sleeve, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Here's the 3-2. This is where he's at his best, though. 2-strike hitting. 62 RBIs for Aguilar with 2 strikes. That's the 4th most since Kent Griffey Jr. back in 1997. He started keeping that stat in 1988.
That's a pitch right there. When Aguilar is feeling good at the plate, he's got his timing down. That's when he's going to whistle in the gap somewhere. That was a mistake pitch by Rodriguez that Aguilar just fouled back.
Tried again, the 3-2. This one hit down the line, and it's going to bounce off the wall. Aguilar's going to have to chug to get into second base, and he's in with a leadoff double.
And chug he did. That's a good start. Well, he missed a good pitch to hit the pitch before. This time got a fastball in on him and tucked it inside that third baseline. That third baseline has been getting worn out tonight.
Boy, you are not kidding.
It was that fastball right on the inside corner, and Aguilar able to keep it fair down the line. Nick Lentz, the third base umpire, has been busy down there. Fair ball call, and Aguilar, there you go. There's a base runner. Tying run comes to the plate.
24 double for Jesus Aguilar. He's in scoring position to lead off the 7th inning. Here's Mike Moustakas. Rodriguez delivers strike 1. Moustakas 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. Almost a defensive strike 3 swing his last time up. Moustakas yesterday, as we take a look at our Powerball home run count for him on the season, 26 in that 2nd deck out there in right field, but 6th home run with Milwaukee. 6 home runs and 26 RBIs since joining the team in late July. And this one gets past the catcher, Aguilar to third, and he'll make it in.
Breaking ball by Rodriguez, and now the Ground ball might score a run. He's showing his wheels, took out the secondary lead, and he's off and running. As soon as that ball squirts away, good heads-up base running by Aguilar.
He's getting a workout on the bases here. A hustle double. Hustles to third on the wild pitch. Nobody out. Mustakis behind the ball and 2 strikes. And this time he can't check his swing. So Mustakis goes down again swinging in consecutive at-bats, 1 down.
And both times on breaking balls in the dirt. A tough time picking up that off-speed pitch is Mustakis tonight.
All right, here's Eric Kratz. Brewers got to figure out a way to get Aguilar in. Not sure if a routine fly ball would score Aguilar from third, if you need a little bit more.
Best throwing arms in center field.
Arte out there. Kratz tonight 0 for 2, grounded into a double play in the 2nd inning. And he pops it up in the infield. Bell just in the foul territory for the 2nd out. Orlando Arcia called back into the dugout. Jonathan Scope will now bat and serve as the pinch hitter here in the 7th inning.
The Brewers only have 1 lefty on the bench to start the game. That's Eric Baines. All the other lefties are playing tonight. So Jonathan Scope getting the first shot off the bench. Actually, Saladino pinch hit.
Hit that monster grand slam last weekend here in Milwaukee against the Giants. That was his big moment so far in a Brewer uniform. He's had a few, to be sure. That grand slam was something.
I think it'd be okay just for a single here right now. Don't try and hit the homer. Just drive in Aguilar any way you can.
Got to do it down 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. And he strikes out on 3 pitches. So Rodriguez, after a leadoff double, and Aguilar at third with nobody out, surrenders no runs. One advantage over Milwaukee, and the Brewers and the Pirates close out their 3-game series tomorrow. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap. Trevor Williams on the hill for the Pirates against Ulysses Chassin for Milwaukee, who will look to win number 15 on the season. And the Brewers still have a lot of work to do here tonight. Junior Guerra will come on for his 3rd inning of work. Doing a nice job so far. Got that final out in the 6th inning, and then in the 7th inning allowed a single, but that was it. And Jonathan Scope moves over to shortstop. And he faces Marte out of the gates here in the 8th inning.
Important innings for the Brewers to get Junior through another inning and give as many of your top flight relievers another day off. Give this Brewer offense an opportunity to get back in the game, then he can go to them. You don't want to use those guys when you're down in the game. It's up to these guys that come in when the Brewers are behind to be able to keep it close.
Junior Guerra so far so good. Marte back in the 6th inning, doubled and then scored on the throwing error by Kratz, and this time called strike 3.
Right at the bottom of the strike zone again. Marte, unlike Cervelli, just turns and goes back to the dugout. Right at the bottom of the zone. 81 miles an hour curveball from Junior.
That's about where that pitch to Cervelli went.
Right.
One down for Josh Bell. .94 from Guerra. Bell has reached base his last 2 trips up. He walked and stole a base back in the 6th, and then singled and scored a run in the 4th inning. Very open batting stance for Josh Bell.
And a big guy like Josh Bell, and he's only got the 10 home runs, over 500 plate appearances. Look at this guy and you think this is a 30 home run hitter. Maybe that comes a little bit later in his career. He does spread out in that batter's box, though, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. If you're imitating a batting style and you're a Pirate fan, you're a kid who like to do that, they'll know who Josh Bell is. If you're spread it out, get that bat back there.
Open stance.
I remember Craig Counsell's first full year at spring training. It's one of the things we asked a lot of the young guys, because there were so many young guys as the Brewers were starting to transition to their rebuild. What do you remember about Craig Counsell? We had a lot of guys. Oh, it's a batting stance, of course. Held the bat high.
Yeah.
Two balls and 2 strikes.
It's all about finding the best way to get yourself in a hitting position. Josh Bell with that open stance. There's a good pitch by Junior. Another called strike 3. Open stance. His first move is toward home plate. That's the way he stays closed and begins his approach. Craig Counsell did the same thing. Bat way up in the air, but when the bat ball was coming, he would drop it and get into the hitting position.
Here's Jacob Stallings. He took over in the 6th inning behind the plate after Cervelli got ejected, so this is his first plate appearance.
Didn't seem to bother Novit much, did it? New catcher.
Not at all.
Most of the time it's not going to matter, but every now and again it can.
217 on the season for Stallings. This one hit center field, Kane and Yelich, and it's going to be Kane for the final out. Love Junior Garrett's effort so far here tonight. Well done.
Park. Jerry Augustine, Dario Melendez coming to you live from Nelly's Corner. And Jerry, our Badger Mutual pitches of the game. Junior Garrett coming out of the bullpen. We knew that he was a little shaky as a starter his last month and a half, but tonight out of the bullpen, he's been great.
Yeah, you're looking for guys to come out of the bullpen and keep you in the ball game, and Junior threw the ball very well. Good fastball, good breaking ball, but that split finger very effective tonight.
So Junior Garrett, our Badger Mutual Insurance pitches of the game. 2 1/3 thus far. 1 hit, no runs, 3 Ks. Coming up on Brewers Live, presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Ivan Nova very good in this game. We'll take a look around the league, and of course hear from manager Craig Counsell. But now back to our Craig Gashawn and Bill Schroeder for the remainder of the game.
Okay, guys, let's see what the Brewers can do here in the bottom of the 8th. Eric Thames will lead off as the pinch hitter. And into the ball game now, pitching from the bullpen is Kyle Crick.
This guy's had some good games for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, 59th appearance, 265 earned run average. He's only allowed 3 home runs. Eric Thames getting an opportunity off the bench, so the night is done for Junior Garrett. Good job by Junior.
A wonderful job by Junior Garrett, called in tonight. Got through that 6th inning. It looked like it could potentially become much more of a mess than it was. Only a run surrendered, and it was by Jacob Barnes there. And Garrett picked up the last out there, worked the 7th and the 8th.
Keep him off the board and get out of the offense to get time to get going.
Eric Thames trying to find his way on base. 3 balls and a strike now. Starts are far more rare now for Thames, with the outfield intact and Aguilar at first, but this time in a pinch hitter role, gets on base.
That's the other thing he does well. He draws his walks. He will do that. So right away, the Brewers get the tying run to the plate. Top of the order coming up. Good at bat by Eric Thames.
Here's Curtis Granderson. Anderson, the Brewers' leadoff hitter tonight, playing right field. He's been on base 1 time. He drew a walk back in the 3rd, otherwise 0 for 2. Let's see what the August 31st trade acquisition can do. late in the ball game. Big moments, been through so many in his career. Brewers need a rally here. Trailing by 2 runs in the 8th. Flick takes a deep breath as he looks in to face Granderson, keeping an eye over there at first on Eric Thames. There's a strike to Granderson.
Good breaking pitch right on the outer half of the plate, down around the knees. He throws hard, you know, upper 90s. That's a pitch you have to be aware of, and he throws that off-speed pitch for strikes. Makes it difficult.
Granderson on the right side. And we played there for the out by Frazier, but Thames moves up to second base, so he's in scoring position with 1 down. That'll bring up the MVP candidate, Christian Yelich, who's already homered tonight.
He took Dickerson up against the wall his last time out. His last time up. Out in left field.
Ball off his bat tonight has some carry, no doubt, going the other way. Pitch him inside. 4-1. Here's looking at home run in the first inning. It carries out to the Brewer bullpen. That was number 30 on the season for Yelich. It also extends his on-base streak to 30 straight as well. Longest active streak in the National League. Crowd has not had a whole lot to cheer about since that first inning home run. Brewers had a hard time staging much of a threat against Nova after that.
A great opportunity in the 7th. Weren't able to score.
Here's the 1-1 to Yelich. Fights another one. Yelich, a first-time All-Star, and boys, he's still playing like one, maybe even more so in the second half of the year. .350 clip over his last 60 games. And he shoots one over to third, and they've got Thames caught up, trying to hold up long enough to get Yelich safely at second, and they're not going to be able to do it. Wait a minute. Thames is out of the baseline, so he's out automatically. Even though the ball popped out, he was already ruled out. And Yelich has to remain at first base.
Not very good base running by Thames that time. Kind of a humpback liner. And that Moran played on a hop, and no reason why he should head to third base on that. Ryan Gorman, the second base umpire, calling Thames on out of the baseline.
So 2 down for Yelich. They surge the pitching coach out to talk to his reliever, Crick. Over some numbers on Lorenzo Cain. Boy, you don't want to make those kind of base running mistakes when it's a 2-run ball game. And you're in the 8th inning.
All right, you just can't go in a ball like that. I mean, number 1, it was almost a line drive. It would have been doubled off anyway. And you don't want to be heading toward third base. It would just be an easy tag play.
So Yelich over there at first with 2 down. And another MVP candidate in Lorenzo Cain steps in. Cain singled back in the 6th inning. That was his first hit tonight. It's a strike on the first pitch delivered by Crick. Kane had .313 on the season. He and Yelich in the top 4 in the batting title race of the National League entering tonight's game. Ben Zobrist in the mix now with the Cubs. He jumped up to number 2 spot behind Scooter Gennett.
Man, he's having a nice year.
Rick steps off, Kane down. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 out here in the 8th inning. He represents the tying run. Way outside, and it gets past Stallings, but not far enough for Yelich to take a chance.
They do not want to make an out on the bases.
And Stallings came into the game after Cervelli was ejected in the 6th inning. Kane patiently waiting for Crick, and Crick steps off again.
Can't get together on a sign on the 1-2 pitch. Started him out with a fastball, and after that, back-to-back sliders.
There's the 1-2, and Kane strikes out to end the inning. Top of the 9th we go. It's 3-1 Pittsburgh.
Night at Miller Park. The crew will don their special Service Ceros jerseys as they host the Reds, and you can secure tickets for the matchup for just $6. That's all courtesy of Miller High Life.
All right, Jordan Lyles will pitch here in the 9th inning. 32nd appearance in relief. He does have those 8 starts, but he has been a reliever for Milwaukee and pretty effective.
And hasn't pitched since September 4th back here at Miller Park. Against the Chicago Cubs, a scoreless inning that included a couple of strikeouts for Jordan Lyles. 31 appearances, 8 of them starts, a lot of that coming with the San Diego Padres. And a .441 earned run average.
All right, he faces Corey Dickerson to lead off the 9th inning. 3-1 ball game as the Pirates are out in front of Milwaukee. Brewers scored the game's first run on that Yelich home run back in the 1st, and then the Pirates tied the game in the 2nd inning on an RBI double by Moran. And then Cervelli an RBI double in the 4th inning put him out in front, and then they got a run in the 6th to make it a 3-1 ball game. Dickerson 0 for 1 tonight. Couple of walks and a run scored. I'm going to try to align the stars here for you, Rock, with Jordan Lyles pitching. Pirates, that 15-inning game that the Brewers won. Remember, he scored the game-winning run.
Yes, I do.
So I say not a 15-inning game. Him on the mound, keeping the Pirates down.
Got the win,
and then the Brewers win it the ninth.
Yeah, got the win and scored the winning run. I see where you're going.
I'm just trying to shorten that night up to a regulation 9-inning, and he can get the victory then.
Yeah. 3 up, 3 down here in the top, and a 3-run bottom, and everybody goes home happy.
Not asking for much here, right? You got Shaw, Aguilar, and Moustakas. The 3 up for Milwaukee at the bottom of the 9th inning. And this one popped up shallow center field. Scope calls for it and makes the catch for out number 1.
This is the time of the year where you can get greedy.
I like that time of year.
You can.
In April, you told me I couldn't get greedy, so I shut that down.
Right. Now, 2 weeks left. Greedy away.
What else can you get greedy about in September?
All right, let's get wins.
Brewers could use a comeback, though, because the Cubs already won today, so they fall in danger of going 2.5 behind with 13 to play. As Luplow bats here in the 9th inning. And with the run the Brewers are on, as much as the wild card race looks to be in their favor of making one of those 2 spots, you do want to get greedy and say, let's grab the division right now.
Absolutely. Hey, you're within reach. Let's keep winning series and see where it all falls when it's all done, said and done.
Here's the 1-1.
When you say winning series as if that's not a big deal, it is a big deal. I mean, the Brewers won 7 straight series, 1 sweep in there, and that's playing some pretty good baseball.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of pressure on these guys. I mean, they realize the position that they're in. They continue to play well.
Well, that games in that streak period of 7 straight winning series, it's 21 games, and they won 15 of those. 15-6 record in those 21 games. That'll put you to playoff position.
Right.
Biloxi and Jackson in that AA championship game still tied 2-2 in the mid-8th. Biloxi trails 2-1 in that 5-game championship series, so they need a win tonight to force a decisive game 5.
Miles throwing the baseball well and limited opportunities since coming over here to Milwaukee. He looks sharp against the Cubs here at Miller Park. He's looking sharp. He's breaking stuff tonight.
Is drawn by Luplow, so a 1-out base runner for the Pirates here in the 9th inning. There's Vasquez as he's starting to warm up in the Pirates bullpen.
That's why you want to try and get a lead on the Pirates before the 9th. Well, Vasquez has had a number of two inning saves this year. It's a tough customer out there getting ready.
Already had a 2-inning save Wednesday. Runner goes. Kratz throws. Not in time. So Luplo steals second base. He's in scoring position now.
Not a big lead, but a good jump. And a good throw is going to get him. One hops Perez, and it looks like Craig Counsell wants to have a look at it. Boy, that's close. Yeah, he's out.
It's a lot closer than we originally thought.
Yeah, Brian Gorman called him safe, and it looks like Scope with a nice tag gets him right there.
He's out. Looks like he got him on the left fingers.
Yeah, that's really not even close. That's going to be very quick on the review. Left hand, right there. Not sure what Brian Gorman's looking at, but he calls him safe.
Well, if the throw lines up on the first base side of second base, he's probably out by 3 feet. Nice play out there.
That was a nice play by Scope. On a short hop, he spins around with the glove and gets Luplo. And before he gets the bag, this should not take very long. Here they come.
So a big second out there on the bases. That'll clear the bases. 2 down here in the 9th inning.
It's a heck of a play by Jonathan Scope. He got the hand, I mean the fingers, kind of pulled him back. Nice tag.
Very nice play by Scope. Scope came in as a pinch hitter and stayed in at shortstop in the 8th inning for Orlando Arcia. So here's Moran, who's 1 for 3 tonight and down 2 strikes to Lyles. He's trying to finish out the 9th and see what the Brewers can do in their final 3 outs. This is down low. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 from Lyles. 2-2. Giants have the early lead against Colorado out in San Francisco, 3-0. That one in the top of the 4th inning. Colorado and the Dodgers in a virtual tie for first out west, with the Dodgers win over St. Louis here tonight. So if Colorado ends up losing, the Dodgers actually first in the West. That puts Colorado and Arizona back into that wild card picture with St. Louis. You call it the wild card. The wild west. Even if the Rockies do lose, though, they would be a half game ahead of St. Louis in that second wild card spot.
Right.
Here's the 2-2, and he strikes him out. So Jordan Lyles gets the Brewers through the top of the 9th inning. Now their final at-bats are going to be coming against Felipe Vasquez. It's Shaw, Aguilar, and Moustakas. close ball game here. It's 3-1. Bottom of the ninth we go. The Brewers trail the Pirates, and Ryan Braun is going to lead things off as a pinch hitter for Milwaukee. He'll bat for Travis Shaw, and he'll go up against Felipe Vasquez, the closer for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, 32 out of 36. I mean, this guy is nasty. 261 earned run average. Look at the strikeouts. 79 punch-outs, 62 innings. And he is tough against lefties. That's why Ryan Braun getting an at-bat here.
All right, Ryan Braun steps in for the first time tonight. Takes strike one from Vasquez. Vasquez has been on a roll since May 31st. His last blown save, he's converted 22 consecutive save opportunities. Left-handed closer delivers the 0-1, and Braun fouls one off.
You can see 99 miles an hour in on the hands of Ryan that time. And that's a good fastball. He's got a change up to go with it. It's a good slider. All three pitches very good for Vasquez.
Braun 5 for 19 this season as a pinch hitter, including a home run. The 0-2, and he shoots one in the right field, base hit. Good start to the bottom of the ninth inning as Braun reaches, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate, and Jesus Aguilar.
And fastball down at 99 miles an hour. And Braun able to get a bat on it. Much easier to get to that pitch down in the zone than it is upstairs. And on an 0-2 pitch, the Brewers once again bring the tying run to the plate.
Ryan Braun's 6th hit as a pinch hitter this season. Here's Aguilar. Takes low ball one. Aguilar doubled back in the 7th inning, also singled in the 2nd. He's had a good night, 2 for 3. And he smashes one into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. 2 aboard for Milwaukee, nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yep, another fastball at 99 miles an hour. The Brewers are cranking it up and getting to that fastball from Vasquez. Let's check it out, missing his spot down the middle, 99, and Aguilar smokes it out to left field.
Deion Broxton comes in as a pinch runner for Aguilar at first. Good speed on the bases. Braun out at second. Broxton at first. There's Mike Moustakas. How many times has this veteran been through a postseason type at bat like the one he's facing now? Vasquez misses away. Ball one.
There's that slider. Good job laying off that pitch.
Moustakas, very good numbers in a Brewer uniform with 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. Has 2 aboard, nobody out with his team trailing by 2. There's a strike hitting the outside corner. That'll even it up 1-1. Moustakas' numbers against lefties, 255 with 5 home runs and 26 RBIs. Here's the 1-1. Moustakas able to check his swing. 2 balls and a strike. Domingo Santana waits on the on-deck circle.
He's been terrific coming off the bench.
3 hits in his last 4 pinch hit plate appearances for Santana. He would bat for Kratz. Moustakas here's the 2-1. It's in for a strike.
It's hard to look for that slider when they're throwing 100. The fastball before that slider, Vasquez, 100 miles an hour.
Moustakas has struck out his last 2 plate appearances, 0 for 3 tonight. He would like nothing more than to come up with his first hit right now. Here's the 2-2. It's outside. The count is full. Jacob Stallings behind the plate for Pittsburgh. Now a lot of experience back there. He's been up and down for the minors 5 times already this season. Cervelli was tossed in the 6th inning. That's when he came in. Here's the 3-2. And line to short and a quick flip. And Braun able to get back.
That's good base running by Ryan Braun. There's nowhere for you to go. You're not the tying run. There's really no reason to try and make something out of nothing. You see him going back right away to 1 step, gets back. Good base running by Braun. That was also a good at bat by Moustakas too. Lefty versus lefty. Made good contact.
Here's Domingo Santana. Pinch hitting for Eric Kratz. 1 down here in the 9th inning. 2 aboard. Braun forced to go back to second.
4 for 10 as a pinch hitter since being recalled. Outstanding work.
Santana drives one into center field. Marte is there for the out. Braun will tag and go to third base. So 2 down now here in the 9th inning. And it'll be up to Jonathan Schoop. Vasquez allowed the first 2 batters to reach, and Braun and Jesus Aguilar, they both singled. And Moustakas lined out to short, and then Santana just flew out to center field. So that set the stage here. The Brewers down to their final out. Schoop batting for the 2nd time tonight. Struck out on 3 pitches. His first trip up in the 7th inning. He was pinch hitting for Arcia.
And you wonder if Broxton might be trying to steal a base here. Get into scoring position. Vasquez doesn't give up too many homers.
Broxton with 5 stolen bases. And limited action in the big leagues. Schoop has faced Vasquez 1 time and has a base hit in his career. Hit the outside corner. Schoop didn't think so.
That borderline.
There's the 0-1. It's low, ball and a strike.
Keon can't get a jump. He was going back. And Vasquez was on his way to home plate. Can't get a jump. Can't get a jump. Don't go.
Schoop represents the game-winning run at this point. 2 down in the 9th inning. Braun over at third, Broxton at first. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2-1.
That kind of figure fastball coming here. They gear up for that 99-mile-an-hour heater.
Fouls one away. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs now to Jonathan Schoop. Brewers down 2. They have 2 base runners on. Vasquez has been flawless since the end of May in save opportunities. Brewers making him work here in the 9th inning. There's the pitch, and Jonathan Schoop strikes out, and that ends the ball game as Vasquez, threatened by Milwaukee, 2 on and nobody out, and he comes through, and the Pittsburgh Pirates win tonight 3-1. Is your final score as Nova gets the win. His record now 9-9. Vasquez's 33rd save, and Zach Davies a tough loss. 2-6 now on the season. Again, 3-1 is your final score. Brewers Live postgame is on the way from Nelly's Corner. Let's send it out to Dario Melendez.
Thank you, Craig. Well, Brewers dropping game 2 of this 3-game set. Final score 3-1. So we have a rubber match for the series finale coming your way tomorrow here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. But coming up on Brewers Live postgame, we'll talk